Hi guys and welcome to 88K Productions. My name's Chris Kenny and today I want to show you a little bit about vocoders. So vocoders can get a little bit interesting, a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try and break it down so that you can get using them quickly and start trying things out. They're really cool for just creating interesting textures and creating, taking a vocal and splitting it into loads of different notes or creating harmonies like artists like Imogen Heap has done recently. It was made popular since kind of 1970s with Kraftwerk and their song The Robots. It's kind of when it roughly came about, but it's got origins way before that in the 1920s when Homer Dudley at Bell Labs was trying to create it to make it easier to transmit telephone conversations by reducing the bandwidth. But musicians took it and made it their own. So a vocoder, how do we use it and what's it about? So it's a device that has two signals it blends, okay? It's got the modular signal and then it's got the carrier signal. So the modular signal is going to be something like a vocal, for example, that's going to go through the device, and that's the signal that's going to be split up into different bands depending on what the carrier signal is feeding. So the modular signal is a signal we're going to split up, and the carrier signal is kind of playing the part of a synthesizer of its input and signal to then separate that vocal. Okay. What we'll do is we'll jump into Reason and I'll show you what it looks like in depth. Okay. So let's jump over. Okay, so I'm here in Reason and I've got three things set up. I've got a vocal here from the Banana Sessions from a song called Jukebox. And then I've got just a simple synth pad, and what I've done is I've duplicated that synth pad here so as we can hear it, because when it's plugged into the vocoder we can't hear what it's doing. So that synth pad just sounds like this. Pretty straightforward and standard. Okay, so I'm going to mute that, and then let's come over here to the vocal. Okay, so this is a vocoder here. The BV512 vocoder in Reason. Devices in each software might look a little bit different, but the principles are still the same. So you've still got a modular signal and a carrier signal. So if we look in the back here, I'll take these things out. So we've got a vocal channel here, okay, and if I just play it,
wish I was a jukebox. Supposedly
really simple, so nice say. Vocal.
Oh, let me
there, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it direct out from the vocal and put it into a modular signal input here. Okay, modular signal input. And it's showing you here it's going to go through, and then we've got the carrier input just up here. And the carrier input we want to be this pad, okay, Chris Buzzy pad it's called. So we're going to take the output of here and put it into the carrier. Okay, so that's all set up. We've got a modular signal inputted and we've got a carrier signal inputted. And then I've just taken the output into another channel so as we can hear it back. Okay. Okay, so now when I play it, it's gonna... You're gonna hear it a little bit weird. So it didn't play initially there because the carrier signal hadn't triggered. So that's the other thing. If I mute the carrier signal, you don't hear anything. It's just a pad down out. Okay, so it needs the carrier signal to process it. But what it's doing is it's taking the vocal and it's splitting it up across these chords, playing these notes across the frequency spectrum. Okay, so it means I can do things like change the key. Okay, so if I move this down, say F. And it will change it, okay, because it will follow whatever the carrier signal's doing, okay, regardless of what else is happening? Okay, so let's go back here. So we've got this device up here, the vocoder. So we can tell it how many bands we want. So right now we're up at 32. Let's move it down. So the less bands we use, the more kind of robotic it sounds, and the more less audible the words are. Yeah. The further higher up we go, the more human it sounds. You can also shift it. Create some interesting things. You can control the attack and decay. Which, if you looked at a previous blog, the attack is just how it opens up, and the decay is how long it takes to complete. So it's quite cool. You can create some really interesting effects, and we can actually change the level of each of these bands. And just have a very particular thing. If we added some reverb. So you can create some really interesting textures and really interesting stuff with a vocoder. So I hope that's helpful. Just remember, you've got a modular signal, the signal you want to separate out into the bands, and then you've got the carrier signal, the signal that you want to carry that sound and affect that sound. Hope this was helpful. Hope you found it useful. Have a go at using vocoders. If you've got any questions or comments, just let me know. Yeah, hope that was helpful. Thanks.